All right, we are live. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Welcome back to another Clearmud live stream. Forgive the delay this morning. How's everyone doing today? All right, let's make sure we are live. All right, perfect. We are live. All right, wanted to start off teasing. We did deploy a waitlist for Labs OS, which is going to be our first front-facing OS here on the channel. And it's coming together. It's coming together. I kind of changed the way things work, created this little terminal chat feature, and you can either join via legacy email link or Google OAuth. And you'll be the first to know once we open this up for for beta testing, but then B, I'm not going to tease too much else, but essentially it's coming together. Now I actually have to work on Labs and the app itself, but I'm very excited about it, to say the least. All right, let's bring that up. But today is all about focusing on Hermes Agent. We're going to do a little bit of ideation, and we're going to start planning that curriculum. We're going to start finishing the plan for it. Let's go take a look at what we started, but we kind of just slept on it. Build the front door. Design the agent team. I honestly feel like we can do... I'd love to hear in chat, right? So we're going to do a sprint. It's going to be Monday through Friday. But we may not need every day of the week to do this boot camp. I'm wondering if we should just do it in 2 days. Or even 1 day. You know what I mean? Like... What's up, Derek? How we doing today? Howdy. Welcome. How you doing today? Thanks for being here. All right. Also, I don't know if the rumors are true, but I really hope 5.6 comes out this week like it's rumored to. I wonder if we shouldn't just get an Excalibur open. Whoops. Why is it treating me as if it's my first time in here? There we go. Just had to double click it. Yo, what's up, Duval? Hey, right on. Yeah, listen, I've been using GPT so much more than Claude. It's don't get me wrong, I'm still using Claude quite a bit. Actually, for a lot of this work, I'm actually using Claude to do the reskin and a lot of the initial planning and research of it, but then I'm going to carry back over to Codex to finish it, right? Then no one will care about Fable anymore. Yeah. I mean, all the attention appears to be on GLM 5.2. And listen, I haven't had any hands-on testing. I've just been consuming content, researching, and listen, I think it's great. Don't get me wrong, but is it going to replace frontier models and all these other models? I don't think so. I think the purpose of it is, you know, the main use case I see for it is redundancy for businesses operating their, whether it's Hermes or OpenClaw agent systems, using an OpenAI sub, having redundancy, knowing that if something ever happens to OpenAI, you have a fallback mechanism to GLM 5.2, so that your system is never truly offline. But you do need to invest in the hardware for that, right? And I'm actually working on a proposal right now that, you know, primarily we're using OpenAI subs, but we're going to have a fallback to GLM 5.2. And we're just waiting on the approval for the budget, and then we're going to get started. So then I'll have a little bit more hands-on. However, am I going to make videos around 5.2 within their environment? No, I'm not going to do that to a client. I'll wait until I have the budget for my own hardware. Which, by the way, if anybody has any contacts at Nvidia, I haven't been looking nonstop, but I've been keeping my eyes open as far as like who I can reach out to at Nvidia. And I would just love, I would do videos for free. Just send me a Spark and I'll make videos up the wazoo. On local models, that is. I use Claude to build something as a test, then put it into Codex Claude 5.5. Wait, you mean Codex in GPT 5.5? Someone needs their coffee there, eh? And said, take this from here, go see how it does. Yeah. One thing you can also do that I've personally been doing is, once I'm finishing up the work within Claude, within a particular session, I tell it to update the README or the Claude MD for that project directory so that the handoff is easy, so that Codex/GPT 5.5 can reference that handoff documentation as well as that README for Claude. Got to start your day with some French press here. All right. Let me just go finish looking at this video prop over the weekend. Ooh. So this is telling me it's more Claude code focused, but that could be any model, to be honest. Stop putting every agent rule in one file. This honestly feels more like a general rule of thumb than anything. Yeah, that's what the README is for in a project directory. Path rules, skills, hooks, subagents, output style, system boundary. Okay. Not a bad idea for a video. I would want to tweak that a little bit. Let's go see this morning's idea. Yeah, agent needs a log cleanup plan. 5-zone audit for logs, traces, transcripts, caches, and local agent databases. Ooh, honestly like this. I feel like this is a use case for Obsidian. Nice. And this is industry standard, right? Like Codex is that, correct me if I'm wrong, Codex is the one that inspects the code and prepares it for a production database, or a production repository rather. Like, I love that split, don't get me wrong. I do. All right. So let's start building our ideal kind of bootcamp structure, right? And everyone chime in. This is your chance to help dictate the direction of the bootcamp. So let's see, I think we should have a research department. I have a fun idea for that one. We should have an engineering department. I guess there's a cleaner way of doing this, isn't there? Copy, that way these are always the same size. Ah, I keep using hotkeys as if I'm in a different application. I need to get better at that. I think honestly just creating a line down might be an ideal way of doing this. And there's got to be a way to natively put bullet points, no? Guess we can just do dashes. Call this one Scout. Analyst. And no, this is not just, I'm just trying to use keywords that are like clear as day. Maybe we'll call this Signal. I like that better. Analyst. And then what should we call our output, our briefer? We're actually going to call this a 3-agent pod. You know what? I don't like those dashes there. I'm going to use our good friend Google here. And let's go over to Neo's profile here. Ooh, I'm wondering if I shouldn't just go use our... Let me take that off screen really quickly. I'll pull that on screen in one moment. Yo, what's up, Tracy? Welcome back. Yeah, here we go. This is prep week. This is primarily going to be a week around Hermes Agent live streams. And then by Friday, I think on Friday, we'll set a date for the sprint. But this week, I really want to build in public. I really want to fine tune how this bootcamp is going to work, what we're going to cover. So Tracy, if you have anything specific that you'd like to see, now's the time to help dictate the direction of this bootcamp. Anything you want to see me build in particular that you would like, I mean, there's no better time than now, right? Let's see. All right, I decided to take it over to my executive assistant's chat where Muddy and Neo can communicate based off of a topic. So let's go to the start of Neo's response. Muddy's still responding right now. What is this unknown channel? Interesting. I did do some maintenance. I must have broken something indirectly. Whoops. Checked our prior thread. Okay, so it's still on point with the 4 episode. Yes, yes, yes. So I feel like these are obviously one and the same. Okay. Let me pull that off screen. So Hermes Agent System. I should start using this more and more. I know it's like a industry standard for channels using some type of whiteboard. I just, as you know here, I don't like following the same trends, so but I do see the benefit of it, to be honest. All right, so I feel like this should be the first focus. I think it's called a holographic memory. I will have to blur my screen for that, right? Because I don't want to show off those bot tokens. Default profile. And this is going to be our EA, our executive assistant. Yo, what's up, Ori? How we doing today? Spilled a little bit of coffee here. Whoops. You know what I can also do? Yeah, we can do that. Hide that. I think starting as simply as possible is the move. Today is a bit of ideation, but we're working on the curriculum for the boot camp that's going to be hosted here on YouTube. For any new viewers, this is going to be completely free. It's going to live on YouTube forever. And we're just designing that curriculum right now, and we're deciding how many days we're going to do it and exactly what we're going to cover. So if you want to see me build out something specific within a Hermes agent system from scratch, now's the time to ask, and we can put it into the curriculum depending on where it fits, right? And I also did tease, we have our waitlist live on labs.clearmud.ai. When this goes live, I'm not exactly sure, but this was on my to-do list for last week, just to get this live, to start collecting emails. Teasing a little marketplace that's going to come within the labs subdomain and then the app itself, right? Currently, you can't access any of this, right? It's all just waitlist stuff. But yeah, super excited about that one. I like the name. Scout Forge. I don't like these basic ass names. I don't know about anybody else, but I do not like these basic names. Let's see. Muddy is taking his sweet time to respond, so let's wait for his response. Quickly scan through this though. I like all these artifacts. I'm gonna want to change the name. Let's wait. It's a very good kind of just starting foundation there. Wire the operating system. The learner understands how work moves through chat. Only name missing is Skipper and Captain. You know, Skipper can be a briefer, right? Huh. Interesting. Maybe we call this one Crawler. Intelligent interbot communications in multi-stage workflows. What I'd like to see more from you. I saw your first video on the topic. Nice, nice. Are you referencing the video where I have agents communicating and collaborating together from different systems? Was it the OpenClaw and Hermes system? It's essentially what I'm doing right now with my executive assistants here. What's interesting is Muddy took that long to respond. I guess he was more so consuming that data. Let's finish reviewing this. Is this what you're referencing though? And forgive me, I'm just gonna say NWO until you give me a name. Ah, okay, okay. So I feel like this should be in the foundational kind of build part of it, where do we want to do Telegram or Discord? I feel like we should just focus on one, and then the lessons learned from setting it up on one could be applied to any application, really. Solid foundation. I like it. And I got to make sure that I'm not hallucinating there. Let's go to news, research, docs. I think it's holographic, right? Yeah. It's the local SQ Lite. Okay, great. Yeah, so some notes that I have for you guys here. I think episode 1, right, it should be focused around the initial setup, the default profile, authenticating your sub, right? In our case, we're using OpenAI, setting up the delivery channels via chat, I think Telegram and Discord are a great place to start. And then enabling the holographic memory plugin, that local SQLite solution. Then kind of part 2 of part 1, if this makes sense, multi-agent communication, shared chats, allowing collaboration between different agent profiles. Now, actually, I feel like that should go last, because then we should build out the initial multi-agent team second, and then set that up third. And then that's a good part 1, right? But it's a matter of defining that multi-agent team. So I'm thinking out of the gate for this boot camp, we should have 3 departments. We should have a research department, an engineering department, and then what do you guys want to see most? We could do marketing, but I don't want to contribute towards AI slop. So I really hope everyone here and everyone who's going to tune into this bootcamp does not allow their agents to post on their behalf. There should always be some human approval. Please do not contribute towards this kind of AI slop revolution that's occurring, where people are just letting their agents just flood the internet with just slop. I think it's our duty as human beings not to allow that, right? That's why I partly don't want to focus on a marketing department, because I feel like people aren't going to set these types of guardrails in place. They're just going to let their agents do it. So I'm going to keep that blank for now. I have an idea. Let me let it marinate here. How to add, remove, and manage skills. Also add memory, make Hermes better. It's like an antivirus security tool that scans. Yeah. I think they have a built-in solution that scans every single tool, right? Or every single skill. I feel like skills needs to be its own. We're gonna do just kind of like a rough foundation. So to define multi-agent team. I feel like that should be an entire episode. I feel like we're defining it in episode 1, so it's just more so doing the work on the multi-agent team. Kanban and crons. Let me resonate with. Let me just have this kind of sit. I think that's a solid. We can always add in an episode 5 if we need to. Just set up default. Honestly, I feel like delegation should go into foundation. Exa API today. It's actually really good. It replaces Brave Search for your agents. Much more thorough. I feel like 20K free searches, I think a month or something insane like that. That's actually pretty generous. Interesting. Yo, what's up, Sharma? How we doing today? Interested in dev. Okay, nice. Yeah, I know. I'm guessing you mean TradingView? Yeah, you mean TradingView. Okay. I don't know if this will be a trading focused bootcamp, right? I want it to be more of like a building block. So teaching people how to A, set it up, B, how to enable the best of all the features, right? That come, I don't want to say pre-built with Hermes Agent, but so foundation, Hermes dashboard, Hermes desktop app, question mark. I'm personally not using it daily. They're improving this every week. It's just not there yet for me. But I want to at least give people the building blocks to then build and transform their agent system into what they want it to be. This is actually a great, I love this, Ryan. Thank you. I feel like this should go into episode 2 now. Yes, I like it. So what I'm probably going to do, depending on how we do this, if I think it's better, we might just do an 8-hour stream and do it all in one go. We'll decide by the end of the week. Otherwise, we'll just do a 3 to 5 day sprint, whatever we think is best. And we'll start Monday and make sure we end by Friday, every single day of the week. That's TBD. But I love the idea. And if we do the separate episodes, I think what I would probably do, right, especially if we go with something like this, is I think I would answer the questions at the end of each episode. I think that would be a little bit better from the perspective of making sure that the questions don't get stale per episode, right? I'm just dumping my brain out right now. You know, maybe this is more of a foundational thing, but I feel like skills and crons go hand in hand. Right? Because we're not going to create skills before we define our team and optimize our team, right? That comes after the fact, in my opinion. Please push back if you disagree. Please do. I encourage it. There's got to be a way to select multi. It's not control. It's not option. It's not command. That's a bummer. Look this up. We'll lock that one. Oh, that locks the whole page. Okay, never mind. Okay. Yeah, I agree. Right. Ooh, excuse me. Just thinking multi-agent stuff should be last because most people won't be having 5+ agents running around, maybe 1 or 2. Just me though. Yeah, and this is why I was thinking, right? Like, we can talk about this during episode 1 and episode 2, but it's just more so, I feel like the sooner we talk about a multi-agent team is the sooner you decide whether or not you need 10 agents versus 2. Ah, yeah. I gotcha. Me too. Not a bad idea. I like that. I'm just gonna write that off. Write these thoughts and notes off to the side, right? If that's the case, then we should have some type of... Let's go check with what they said here really quickly. Feel like memory, it's a very quick setup. That's that should be 1A. And so I think memory should be one of the first things we do after we set up OAuth and set up the Hermes Agent dashboard, so we can start working out of the main dashboard, right? I feel like memory should come before we set up any chat delivery channels, personally. Push back if you disagree. And then for part 2, right, we're not only defining the multi-agent team, but we're going to talk about agent profiles versus subagents versus async. Please reference Hermes Agent docs if you have any confusion there. So it's part visualization of what we're building, but also part educational, teaching people the differences. I think we should also come up with artifacts for each agent profile to help define their purpose, the way they communicate, what are their responsibilities, right? And we'll offer this as a boilerplate. Muddy will put together a landing page for us. I'm not going to read through all that. Make these changes and then come back with a revised output, please. All right. Now, is this where we use... I feel like just having a 4-part team is the move with a department head. Let's move this off to the right. Can't wait to put Hermes Agent on my mini fridge. It's coming. It's coming. I'm sure somebody has already done that. Yeah, this is exactly my reasoning behind it, right? Oh yeah. I mean, I'm sure you can repurpose, what's that OS called? We're gonna scroll a little bit. If you're new to the channel, Graphene OS, I think it's called. I'm not sure if it can be deployed on any smartphone, but it's essentially just a privacy-focused OS. I've seen them installed on Pixels. But this would be a fun one to deploy with. This would be a really fun one to deploy with. I mean, if you think about it, the phone is always on, right? So it's like, you just need a phone that's strong enough. I feel like some of these newer ones that have at least 16 gigs of memory, a 1 terabyte, storage solution, that should be more than sufficient to actually keep an agent team on your mobile running 24/7. Ooh. Ooh. Man. Hey, thank you, my AI tool. You just gave me an idea, because I honestly think that's kind of lightweight brilliant. The only flaw I see in that is if you don't back up that system in particular and that phone goes offline for whatever reason, you're SOL, right? But if you're backing it up twice a day, every 12 hour, a 12-hour interval, I just don't know, like 24/7 runtime on a mobile device like that, like how long will that mobile device last? That's the true question. How reliable will it be? Would I put my business on it? No. Would I test via lab? Yes. Yo, what's up, John? How we doing today? Hey, let's go, Cuban. Give this guy one of those massive phone racks with like 80 phones in them. Oh my goodness. But yeah, Cuban. I teased, a little something at the beginning of the stream, but today we're just focused on ideation. We're doing our kind of version 1 of the bootcamp curriculum, right? And we'll fine tune it this week, and by Friday, we're gonna set a date for the start date for episode 1. All right, let's go read through everything here. We'll make this a little bit bigger. Yeah, like these are all key, right? This helps us set a nice little mini, little solid foundation. And then we start defining things, adding delivery channels. All right. Looks good. So maybe we do a fun first daily brief cron. I actually do kind of like that because maybe that's going to go in episode 2. And here's why I want to do this. I know that this is super surface level. I know it's not going to be valuable for everybody, but the way I personally like to do these types of crons is I like to just give it a surface level prompt and see what it comes up with on day 1. And then day 2, make changes, iterate. And then by day 3 or 4, we have a better, configuration set up to where then we create a skill from that cron. Now, unless you already know exactly how you want your output, how you want it to research, what sources you want it to pull from, etc., then sure, like set it all up from scratch. But a fun way to do crons is just to let it think for itself, see what output it gives you, then refine it, right? Rinse and repeat. After a week, you're going to have an output that, you're going to like and that you slowly fine tune over the course of a week. I have no idea. He must be working. Sync thing is free. You can do the backups. Yeah. Nice. You can also do a private GitHub repository as well. I have my mocks running 1 VM so far. Excited about that. Nice. Have you set anything up yet? Yo, what's up, Shahan? Hey, let's go. Yeah, I'm looking forward to this one too. Listen, we learned a lot from that first boot camp, and we're going to improve based off of our findings, right? Yeah, so it's going to be, we're going to do it live and it's going to be functional by the end of it. Now, I don't want to get ahead of myself, right? I want to build something that is complex enough for you to get ideas to build your own complex system, but also simple enough that anybody can follow along. Like, that's the main purpose. Is I want to enable everybody to be able to set up their own rather than having to go pay for some course to show them what should be free to show them, right? So, oh, an Atlas, not yet. Listen, I have been, I don't want to say distracted, but I'm working on a proposal right now. We should be inking the deal by the end of the week. Listen, the focus for me is that revenue right now. So I've been putting a lot of my time and energy into that rather than working on Atlas off stream. Maybe we'll work on Atlas Wednesday. It is my goal though, by the end of this week, it's like, I want to have Atlas ready for the boot camp essentially. Like that would be really awesome to have it ready. That way we can also deploy Atlas within the boot camp, more as like a little cherry on top at the end. Right on. Glad that answered your question. Running off my own private Git with, I'm guessing this is a typo unless you're speaking gibberish. Forgejo for my Git stuff. I'm trying to interpret what you meant to say with Forgejo? Man, I can't. For my Git stuff, just to keep full ownership. Yeah. Nice. I'm waiting for the day for somebody to create a vibe coded version of GitHub that isn't controlled by Microsoft. When is that coming? Like when? It's got to be soon, right? It's got to be somewhere. Oh, I'll show it off here in a moment. Oh, that's an actual app? Oh, here I am like thinking it's a typo. Let's go check it out for Jejo. That's funny. Made myself laugh here. Like it? Straight to the point? Give me some screenshots. Maybe there's gonna be some... I think there would be some screenshots off rip, but Can we try our web version? Is that what this implies here? Interesting. I just want to explore. Wait, is this what we were just talking about? Okay. Sorry, Sean. I thought it was a typo. I swear. I swear. Okay, this is exactly what I was thinking then. Nice. I'm gonna have to check this out. Let's add this to my to-do. I'm gonna add it actually right above because there's too many things in there. Sweet. Thank you. I swear, we get all the alpha in chat. Like, I remember hearing about Hermes in chat back when it was open Claude days, right? Back when this was end of March, beginning of April, I think. And it was before our resident Mr. Hermes was in chat and found the channel. I think Mr. Baker found the channel through one of our very first Hermes Agent Boot Camps. Or not boot camps, just live streams. Hey, Derek, let's check that out then. For Jjo. That name gets me. I feel like maybe it's just me. And let me just catch up. Yeah, Agent Atlas. Fish died. Let me go show you. So it's something I built for myself. But it's just a place for you to visualize your multi-agent team, right? From a traditional org with little routing owner delegation maps. I can't scroll all the way down because I do have these new client pods and I just don't want to display some of that information right now. Then we have this floor plan, and based on the floor plan, we have this 3D office view. Now, maybe for version 1 of Agent Atlas, and then obviously you can see what skills are tied in with each agent, etc., etc. I've been working on this. Let me push it live real quick because I did do some maintenance. It's fun. Run dev that. So I've also been working on this new version of ClawCrib. Let's see, I think it's port 3000 according to that. Yep. And let's go /crib. And what this does is, let's go back to building 1. Right? It's an always on agent activity screensaver. So you can toggle between floor plan, which you can build and organize with your own rooms and assign your agents to particular rooms, or this isometric 2D, which I honestly haven't put too much time into because the 3D one just looks so much better. I wanted to build this out, right, for this 3D part of Agent Atlas, but that's going to take some time, right? So maybe Wednesday we focus on kind of taking our learnings from ClawCrib into that part of Agent Atlas. I'm not sure yet. Or it's just something completely separate, right? Because the reality is, like, I built this to always be open, right? To put on a 3rd, 4th monitor, or to put as a little picture-in-picture on the top right-hand side of your screen. But if you do that within the Hermes Agent dashboard and you're using the dashboard, chances are you're going to tab away from that screensaver, quote unquote. So yeah, maybe we'll rush the list and the floor plan out. Or maybe version 1 is just the org chart. And then version 2, we take our time to do the blueprint and 3D combo, right? I'm not sure yet. But I think that sounds like Wednesday's episode. We're going to work on Agent Atlas plus continue to fine tune the bootcamp curriculum. I think that'll be a solid Wednesday live stream. Catching up. Oh, that's for Jjo. So that name's going to get to me. It's going to mess with me for a while. I don't even know if I'm saying it correctly, so please correct me if I'm not. I was reluctant switching to Hermes from OC. However, I'm glad I did. All my workflows migrated. It took a while, but worth the effort. Yeah, nice. Good to hear, man. For Joe, not Jjo. Hold on, hold on. Forge Joe. Forge Joe. Okay. My brain kept kept stopping right here for J Joe. GitLab. All right, we're gonna add this up here as well. If it takes off, rebranding may be in order. Joe Coffee. Get tia tea. Maybe a live chat log that says agent name moved from previous room to new room for the screensaver if it isn't open. You mean when you're going through the process of building your room? So it's meant to just be showing their activity. So right now, OpenClaw, they're chilling. There's no crons kicking off. I'm not prompting Muddy at all, right? But if they were prompting, if these agents were working, they would start showing certain indicators. They would walk to the workboard if they're adding anything to the workboard. Same goes for, you know, main is Muddy in this case. I didn't want to bother renaming the backend for this, but so I'm a bit confused by your question. You mean just like a chat log as you're configuring it to where it shows the chat log? Because the chat log is not a bad idea. Hey, so I want to add like a, let's see, where would we put it? I think on the bottom right-hand side of the screen, move the legend for drag, scroll, right drag to the left corner of this web app. And on the bottom right corner, I want it to be a, think of it like a live stream chat feed to where we can actually see via text what activity is going on. You know, because we're able to visualize everything, but what if a user wants to see a chat log of everything? I think that would be a nice feature to add. Just pretty much not even the bottom left corner, just I think the entire, maybe the entire right column underneath these elements here. I'm going to take a screenshot and drop it in there. And we're just doing a little vibe in real time. So we squirrel around here. So thank you, Fish. I like the idea. Yeah, we'll see. This should index on top of it, but we can always vibe that into it if we need to. But I like that idea. It's great. I do need to work on this. It looks like our anchor doesn't work because the same camera movements don't apply to the 2D. Also, something else to add to your list. I love the ability to move the camera around in the 3D environment, but the isometric 2D, I can only zoom in. I can't pan, rotate. I think those are the main two. Yeah, I can't pan or rotate. I can only reset view or scroll in on the 2D isometric. Please fix. Essentially, between 2D and 3D, we should have the same nav functions via mouse clicks, drag, pan, rotate, scroll, etc. All right. Now, without squirrel ado, let's get back to it. Let's continue reading Neo's response here. Episode 1 artifacts. Okay, let me actually cut this off really quickly. Hey, Muddy, I want you to prep, work on everything locally first, right? But since you handle Clearmud.ai's site, let's start building out this bootcamp landing page. Currently, we have a placeholder saying coming soon when you go to clearmud.ai/bootcamp. I want you to start building this out locally and based off of Neo's input and your little tweaks. Let me know if you have any questions here. All right. So that should be 75, 7,500. Nope. 70, 7,500. Nice. So it's actually already live. This is our local. So we'll wait for that to... And look, some rules that I set, right? Because I was getting tired of one responding for the other when I was talking to one in particular. But look at Neo's intelligence here. Neo here, this is for Muddy, so I'll stay out unless you want me to review local bootcamp landing page. Love it. Did I spell design correctly? I feel like I didn't. I swear my spelling's gone to absolute dog water. I personally do not, Cuban. I personally do not. It's not that I don't want to. It's that I just don't have a dedicated server that's beefy enough for all that. Plus Gemma is just a bit too slow for me on the demo that I set up. Not saying it's a bad thing. I feel like it's good for the simplest of tasks, especially like heartbeats, as well as... Sorry, I heard a ping. Did you guys hear that ping? That wasn't a doorbell. That was another one of my devices. That's weird. And then watchdogs, heartbeats and watchdogs. I feel like would be great use cases for those cheap local models. Yo, yo. What's up, Calvin? How we doing today? I almost wanted to call you John for some reason. Forgive me. All right. So I guess in the meantime, we can squirrel a little bit while Muddy's doing the work. Have we decided what we want our last apartment to be? Maybe this is creative. Maybe we do some creative fun. I kind of like the idea. I guess it could be marketing if we wanted to be more formal, but I think researching, engineering, and creative, those are solid building blocks. Let me know in chat what you guys think. Agree, disagree? Watching a little messy. Hold up. Hold up. I'm gonna have to put that game on. I can't listen to audio, but let me at least put that on. Now every time I look up that way, you're gonna know I'm watching soccer. Let me make sure I mute that site. And yeah, tomorrow morning, 7 a.m. local time. Where is it? Where is it? Argentina and Austria. Let's go. Yeah, and so let me expand on that further. If you have above average hardware that is hosting that local model, I feel like it would perform better than my experience with it, right? But just heartbeats and watchdogs, I feel like is the move. Or like, yeah, those would be my two primary focuses for those right now. But thank you for the great question. Creative and social, okay. Nice, nice. Wait, let's see. Don't allow. Man, should we try to put some audio on this so we hear it in the background? I mean, listen, the worst that'll happen is this channel will get a strike. It'll be the first strike that this channel has gotten. I kind of don't want to risk it, but at the same time, like, as long as I don't show the game, We're just listening to it, right? All right, we're testing the waters today.
A really good chance of going through. They face Saudi Arabia in their final group game on Friday. And have a look at this clip from BBC News last night.
I'm gonna put it on just ever so gently. Just, it's gonna be technically lower than this background music, so you guys can barely hear it. We're about to find out. I can't. I would, but I feel like that's that would be immediate straight to jail meme for me. Third column should be the niche workflow for that business. The one column that varies across deployments. So, you know, maybe the move here is to create another, like, focusing on workflows and automations. Right? Because these are meant to be departments. So, to answer your question, I feel like something would look more like this, right? Because once we create that foundation and we talk about the differences between agents, subagents, and async, and then we do skills plus crons. I mean, this is technically workflow and automation, right? So this is kind of like flowing episode 1, episode 2, episode 3, and then PM board. Why did it that not why does that text look off? I know it's called Kanban, but I like calling them PM boards. Yeah, I think they would too. That's why I'm not going to show it on screen. But we can listen to radio on live streams, right? This is just a radio as far as anybody's concerned. We're about to find out. We're about to find out. But since it looks like it's halftime, I'm just going to mute that until I see some gameplay coming back. I feel like this should be a bonus episode in the boot camp. And please, chat, correct me if I'm wrong. If you think that this should be a focused episode, I feel like this is more of a bonus, right? This is more of something that... Because here's my stance on third-party tools that don't come pre-built or deployable within your Hermes agent system. You're reliant on the support and maintenance of that third-party tool for your system to run. I don't like depending on third-party solutions and plugins if it's not natively built in and for Hermes Agent, right? That's just my stance on it. I'm not against them, right? But I think that we're focused more on creating a nice solid foundation on this bootcamp with some fun use cases to then hopefully inspire and spark ideas for the end user, right? For the person watching. But I feel like that would be more of a bonus at, you know, after the fact. Please, if you guys disagree, let me know. Hey, we should actually. We should. I like this idea, Sharma. I do. Nice. Nice. Also, welcome back, Mad Boy. How we doing today? Yeah, and this is I'll start another little line of text. This is technically the delegation map, right? PM skills. We'll just also plus PM. Right, setting a certain rule in place that depending on the project, depending on the department, right? Maybe research has their own PM board, engineering has their own PM board, creative has their own PM board, right? And then we have a system unified PM board. So 4 total. But listen, I'm building this for you guys, so you let me know Are we back? We're back. Why is that bitrate just absolute trash? It feels like I'm staring at like pixel, voxel, like it's just, what is this? What am I staring at here? Let's go 720p. Okay. Oh, PM project management, Kanban, one and the same. I should probably call it Kanban. Not to confuse people. Yo, what's up, Corey? Welcome back. Finally came up with a personal project to work on. I've been so busy with work that I haven't had the chance to think about personal stuff. Now the question is Hermes or straight Codex / cursor? It's a good question. That's a good question. I mean, do you mind sharing what the personal project is? Maybe I can give some better feedback for you. Why not both? You know? Why not all three? I love the input here, Sharma. And I agree. So this is where I'll put those ideas. How do we underscore? Is there an easy way to underscore a line here? Oh, that affects the entire thing, eh? Solid, solid. I like the idea, Sharma. Thank you. Creating an AI scorecard that can analyze user inputs, sessions, artifacts, etc. to help score behavior based on metrics to help users get better at giving AI input that will lead to strong output. Yeah, I don't know why, like, I would probably build this in a combination of, you can either choose Cursor if that's the ID you prefer, if you want to use their composer, but honestly, I would do the research and planning with Opus 4.8 because I still love it from that perspective. Go back and forth as many times as you need until you feel confident in what you're about to create. And then either have Opus 4.8 create that or hand that off to Codex. Hand off that plan to Codex. And one fun little trick you can do is at the end of your session in Claude, say, hey, I'd like to hand off this code base to Codex. Can you please update the README and your Claude.md so that Codex can reference those two files when it takes over? That would be my move, since this is like, unless you have a Hermes agent team built out to handle these types of builds, I feel like it might be kind of mute to use Hermes agent to build this one particular thing. You know what I mean? Just that's my first impression on that idea, is definitely build it within Codex or Cursor. So a mission control Kanban, I have the owner and I can change if needed. Yeah. Were you following up after that? I'll wait. All right, built it locally, preview what changed. All right, let's go check it out, shall we? Authenticate, add memory, define operator, connect delivery, great. Curriculum, 4 episodes. All right. Team design, departments first, profiles second. Okay. Yeah, so we need these resources. All right, so not a bad first go, right? So not only is this going to be a landing page to promote the bootcamp, but I want to use this as a resource to reference. So all of our artifacts, all of our prompts, I think we should bake into this landing page, right? Whether you create pop-up modules per episode. Also, I like the idea in the curriculum section for this to be a full width carousel. So instead of having this 4-tiled approach, 2x2, 2 rows and 2 columns, I'd rather just have 1 row with 4 columns. Does that make sense? But let's give it a carousel feature. And you know what? Let's have some fun with a new...
You know the saying, don't judge.
Yeah, first start with that, and then I'll give you some new components for styling purposes to utilize. All right, so the reason I paused is I remember seeing this, but then I thought, like, this is cool from a visual perspective. I really love this carousel here, just amazing. But from the perspective of having a lot of information, I don't think it's the right move for this section at all. At all, yeah. Yo, what's up, Terrell? You've inspired me to build a to-do list page on my dashboard I created and have it connect to Kanban. I love it. Let's go. Let's go. I love it. Happy to hear this. Yeah, this is a great idea. This is a great idea. I think we should add a prerequisites up top, right? And honestly, so we're setting everything up. I know with OpenClaw's Bootcamp, I just said come prepared, right? And I think it's a matter of coming prepared with a base Hermes agent deployed. And then I'm going to authenticate things live. I'm going to enable memory. We're going to define the operator, and then we're going to connect Telegram and Discord. I think since this is a demo and a bootcamp, maybe I won't blur my screen as best I can. I think I'll blur my screen here if I need to, right? Because I'm not going to sign up for another OpenAI sub just for the bootcamp. I'm going to use one of my existing ones. But I also, you know, yeah. So I don't think I'll need to blur my screen here. But then here, Telegram and Discord. Listen, for the sake of being thorough, I won't blur my screen, but I will have to delete those bot tokens or bots after the fact, right? Because I'm exposing the private keys for those bots. But I don't want to mask the screen because I'd rather just show you guys the step-by-step. So I think the main prerequisite is just come with a Hermes agent system installed, but not configured. But if you have yours configured, all the better, right? You can kind of skip through the first part of the bootcamp until we end at this point, and then we continue down the list, right? Because this first part might not be for everybody, especially if you're going to be improving an existing Hermes agent system. It's my goal to have it ready, or at least beta ready for the bootcamp. That's my goal. So we'll, I think Wednesday we're going to work on it a lot here on the on live. Yeah, okay. So I think for the initial prototype build, I still do this today with my Hermes agent in OpenClaw systems. If I have an idea, sometimes I'll feed it to my agent team to build for me, but sometimes I'd like to be hands-on, especially if I have a block of 2 hours to kill that I want to build something. I'll build it myself and then I hand off the code base, or I commit to Git, send that GitHub repository to one of my agents and say, hey, run a Git pull on this code base and I want you to take over, right? So that's always another option for you as well. You know, I've only noticed a bot limit when I'm trying to set up too many in one day. I haven't reached a full limit on Telegram yet. I did get a usage limit as far as like, hey, you've tried creating too many bots in such a short period of time. Please check back later. You'll be able to create more bots. It's something along those lines. Yeah. Listen, this is not a paid promo by OpenAI, but they're the only, well, now Grok, but them and Grok are the only frontier models who have openly said, please use our subs for your OpenClaw and Hermes agent systems. And that's peace of mind. That's priceless, right? So it's, yeah. All right, we're going to take a quick bio break here. BRB. All right, we are back. Okay. Oh, nice. Okay. I like that. Now, we're going to have to expand on this more, right? We'll rename these. How's this looking light mode? Oh, we gotta optimize this. We gotta optimize this. So one order. All right, just reviewing this landing page. So I see that you I think off to the right below the sequence. I feel like there's too much empty space off to the right, so it should be a summarization of what's happening in each episode, I think is the move here. Also, remove that lucid icon from the Hermes Agent Boot Camp tag up top. That just feels too much like AI slop. And then as we scroll down, you talk about episode 1 order in the next section, and then you get straight to the curriculum. I think that the episode 1 order should come when we click on episode 1, right? So we should just get straight into the curriculum on that second section below the fold. And then there should be an order for each episode. So let's say we click on 1, it shows the order, it shows any prompts that we want to include. I think we should create kind of like a header timeline showing the flow of that episode. And then below that, maybe even have the entire container have its own vertical menu so that people can navigate between operator profile brief, memory rules, daily brief cron, and then they can copy each individual resource and prompt. And then as we click on, number 2, everything changes below as well. For team design, I feel like that goes in. Maybe that goes below the fold, right? Less fluff is just less fluff. I can give you more, but I want to see what you do with that. Let me know if you have any questions. All right. So I don't create a bot for every single one of my agents. I have certain delegations in place to where I just speak with department heads. So I think I've created between my personal, I'm probably around 15 total Telegram bot tokens. And then I've done a whole bunch of demos. So I believe I've exceeded 20. I wonder if the next bot I create will hit a limit. But I have roughly 15 that are for me, my 2 systems, and my personal, and then a handful of demos that I've created. But yeah, if I were to create a bot token for every single one of my agents across both systems, no, that'd be too much of a headache for me. That's too much to manage, too many chats to manage for me personally. But that's how my brain works, right? I'd rather just have one master delegator that then delegates to agents in his lane. Sometimes I'll set up a channel for an agent in that lane if I want that direct communication, but I don't set it up by default. I'm more of the type where I'll set up the bare minimum. I'll set it up in a way that I like to communicate. And then if I find the need to have a channel for a particular agent, then I'll add that, right? But I don't add it out of the gate. I'd rather add it as needed. But that's just me. That's just me. I've been hearing this too. Nice, nice. Yeah, I've been hearing this too. Let's see. Looks like you want at least 1.5 terabytes of local space. So 2 terabyte dedicated. Okay. It wants at least 256 gigs of unified memory on Mac, but it also works well with a 24 gig GPU and then a 256 gig of RAM. Offloading. Okay, yeah, I don't have the system for this to set up locally. I guess I could test it through something like OpenRouter, but I don't want to test it through the cloud. I'd rather just test it locally altogether, you know. These are just placeholders. I don't know exactly what we'll do here. Maybe that's where we co-locate marketing, creative. We might just need the 3, to be honest. It's not vision native. What do you mean, where you can combine it with other models? I feel like that shouldn't be the case. Oh, let's also, while that's working, I'm curious. Let's go check in on this one here. Okay, it's almost there. Okay. This doesn't let me go up, down, but I can go left, right. Interesting. Man, the speed on that, sensitivity on that is insane. Okay, yeah. Still slightly different, but that's all right. I like it. Look at that little activity feed. Great idea. Great idea. Giamatti, I'll get back to that brief here in a moment. Do me a favor. I want you to have Hype draft me an X post to promo this new Hermes Agent Boot Camp. Let's watch this activity feed, shall we? Is it accurate? Interesting. Interesting. Can we please check on the activity feed? I was just trying to run a test and nothing changed on ClawCrib. So I don't know if it's serving static data. Or rather cache data. Yeah, this is locally. Website landlord, domain registrar. And I've never heard that term specifically. No. Tell me more. To me, that's just a domain registrar, like GoDaddy or Namecheap or SiteGround or any of those others. Gandhi.net. How do you handle inter-agent messaging? I had both my main system agents create a skill for all the agents to use to communicate reliably. It creates a session and they're able to communicate. Nice, nice. Yeah, I only have... So I have delegation rules where the department head will hand off things. But when it comes to agent-to-agent communication, I generally only have that set up for my C-suite team, for all the department heads to communicate. And then also each department head on each system. I have that through Discord right now. Although I feel like I'm going to set that up in Telegram as well, because I've found myself spending a little bit more time in Telegram because when I'm on the go, it's easier for me. Don't get me wrong, Discord works on my phone, but I just find myself navigating towards Telegram on the mobile than Discord on the mobile. Was that the question? Yeah, for me, it's just specific use cases. You know, every day my OpenClaw team does come together. Hermes Agent team doesn't do this quite yet because we're still building out that system and defining. Or I'm curious to see what happens with this live stream, with this background music, with this radio on. I wish I can show this. It's a person who builds, ranks websites for specific local niches and rents the generated lead flow to local businesses for a recurring fee. Interesting. That's a new term for me. How does agent to agent work on Hermes? So if you want your agent to send a note to one of your other agents, they can actually set, essentially send messages through their own, what was the term for it that I discovered? I'll ask Neo here in a second. I forget the terminology he used, but when I asked Neo, it was actually Oracle to tell Neo something and vice versa. I don't have a channel for them to communicate back and forth yet, but Oracle found that she could essentially add a note into the agent runtime log of Neo, and then on Neo's next interval checker, he was able to read that note. Excuse me. So, fun little workaround right there. I mean, yes. So that's not necessarily agent to agent comms. That's just more like you're just delegating work to another agent, right? All right, I thought you were referencing more like how do the agents talk to one another back and forth? How do they send each other notes? Ooh, no, that was not close at all. I mean, I guess it was close, but I'm interested. So built a test for restaurant repair in Massachusetts and New Hampshire because they are impossible to find. I swear I'm using my info just skill to build it out. Now having Codex finish it. Nice. Took it live today, but still tinkering. Nice, nice. Let's go. Ah, okay. Gotcha. So let me add that to Excalidraw. Nice, nice. Okay. Yeah, so you ran into that as well. Awesome. I'm not the only one. That's perfect. Yeah, so maybe we include... I mean, we already have that section here, part of our foundation. So multi-agent comms, shared chats, collab between agent. I mean, I'm kind of getting repetitive there, but it's fine. Let's make this a little bit larger. You know what? I don't think Codex will do video gen by default, right? Didn't they sunset? You can no longer natively generate or export. Okay. Why is that going to Google? I always do search.brave. I don't think Codex can do video gen, right? Got it. So it needs another... What's Nemo video? Is that by Nvidia? No. No, that's something else. Oh, let's go Nemo Claude. Oh wow, they make it really easy. I might have to make a video around this, demoing this. This has been on my list. I just backlogged it. I mean, I'll budget like $50 to test this and play with it. I don't mind. I'm not going to do it now, right? But maybe this will be one of 2 videos this week. Put a 1 in chat if you want to see me demo this. And I'll add this to my list. Because it's technically not on my content calendar. So let's go and... oh no. So... paste that in there. Paste that in there. All right. See what he comes up with there. Hey, right on. I love seeing the interest. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Maybe I'll rush it out this week. We'll see. We'll see. Listen, like, I get a lot of energy from experiments like that and demos like that. And my whole process is I wouldn't do it ahead of time. While that makes for a quicker and shorter recording time to where I can generally record a video in one 30-minute block, I'll probably spend a few hours playing with it, but I'll just record my screen and record the camera raw. And then I'll have to spend a little bit more time putting the video together and making it watchable, you know? Oh man. It's like that dude's leg just stopped working right there. Like, I don't know, I didn't see the actual play in motion in real time, but looked like he should have just shot on goal right there. Damn. And I know it's easy for us to be like, oh. DaVinci Resolve. I've been thinking about this. You know, maybe I'll pop into Discord one day. I wouldn't talk, right? I'd probably just deafen my mic, but I can show my screen and just edit a video from start to finish if that's something that interests you guys. For anybody in Discord. Ooh. Ooh, really? So I had my agents research, you know, the best way to get seen by Nvidia, and this was atop the list. But then, of course, LinkedIn just trying to find anybody and everybody who works at Nvidia. I'm gonna add this to the top because I'm gonna do this literally right after stream. We'll play with it. All right, let's go check out this idea here. And then we'll go finish the bootcamp part.
Picks up after us after this game is finished. Talking World Cup football from 8 till 9. More news from 9 till half 9. Keir Starmer announcing his resignation as Prime Minister today. So more details.
Ooh, why not? Oh, why not? I'm gonna have to see why that's not working properly. It's a partial fit here. I love how... No. Okay. I mean, they technically didn't just drop it, so I wouldn't go that direction. The showdown, no. I don't like that. The strategy. I guess I can always just pick a different title. Let's go with strategy 1. Alright, let's go check. We have a lot of open A. Oh, look at this. Okay, activity log is in. So there was a weird little bug, but it is working. I feel like I would want it to expand up, but I guess, you know, that's okay for now. Let's go to plan. Nice. Okay. The expand feature does make it taller. Ooh, I like this feature. Forgive me, I'm already forgetting who said this. Thank you. Okay, nice. Listen, we're undergoing some Discord changes this month, and I think, you know, it's my goal by July 1st to... We're essentially opening up Discord to the public, and everybody up until a certain point will become an OG. And then everybody by default who joins the Discord will just be community. And then we're going to have a third tier, which is going to be VIPs, but that's for a future integration, right? That's for something else down the road. So that's technically, the VIP section won't be live for quite some time. I think it's something I'm going to deploy once we double in size as a channel growth, as the channel continues to grow. Forgive me, I'm just now... I used to find soccer so boring when I was a kid, but now I can't take my eyes off the screen. This is horrible. Thank you, John. Or no, thank you, Calvin. Really, thank you. Thank you. All right, let's Oh, good defense there. Good defense. Added left-right carousel controls, mobile slap behavior, added per episode resource modules under the carousel, baked in episode artifacts, plus starter prompts. Good. Good. Let's go check it out. Shall we? Ooh, this is coming together. Look at this. All right. Okay, okay. Profile card, department charter, delegation map. Okay, we'll have to fine tune these artifacts, of course, but I love, so this is more foundational is what I'm looking at here. Everything works. I'm going to improve this creative drastically. I think I might also take this as an opportunity to improve Clearmud, our essential website front-end design skill, because everything I'm building, I'm kind of like, I'm shifting away from my original front-end design skill, but honestly, like, it just gets straight into it. Curriculum artifacts, great. Team design. I mean, is this necessary or is this redundant? Do we even need that? I feel like there's no point for this, right? Like, I feel like header, bam, resources, like just 1, 2, 3, straight to the point. I kind of like that. Interesting. Yeah, let's go. Squirrel supremacy. I like it. Going good. How are you doing today? Oh, it looks like, wow. Claude has been working for 17 minutes. On what exactly? I have no idea. But, you know, now that I think about it, I might have Claude on max thinking, that's why. But this is coming together. This is coming together. Great. Okay. All right, Neo, I want you to QA that preview. Please reference that link. When you're QAing this, you know, please be methodical. When you get to the curriculum section, you can click on episodes 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then the content below changes, right? So you can then click on other resources, skill, cron, memory, and this is episode 4, for example. So there's essentially a kit per episode that has a lot of artifacts and resources. Make sure that those are accurate as per your recommendations. Let me know if you have any questions. Muddy, you can chill. All right, we'll let them work there. I'm just gonna leave this off to the side of the screen so it just kind of resonates or marinades in our brain. Yo, what's up, Pokemon? How we doing today? Good afternoon. What games are playing today, actually? I'm very curious. I know Portugal's tomorrow at 7 a.m. So we got France and Iraq at 2, 5 Norway and Senegal, Jordan and Algeria at 8. Okay. Wait, 10 a.m.? I thought it was 7 a.m. I don't know what. My sister's tripping. She told me 7 a.m. and I just believed her. I didn't even look. What? Hold up. That's hilarious. Yeah, no, it's 10 a.m. It should be local time. It's not like I'm VPN'd into the East Coast here, so 10 a.m. PST. Yeah, she is tripping. I don't know what. Maybe that was her brain thinking 10 a.m. EST. That's so funny. Can't wait to give her a hard time. I'm going to see her tomorrow. What the heck? That's too funny. That's too funny. All right. So let's view the full output really quickly. I mean, it's technically not locally. I feel like this is going to be the closest one. but I'm gonna reword that, right? Because this is like, I feel like it's 2 months old. Yeah, 3 months old. Yeah, that's not just like, I need to improve my YouTube script output for sure. This is something that's been backlogged on my list. But you got to keep in mind, I don't read the script word for word. I just kind of get a brief summary. So let's add this to our calendar. And we'll go check. Yeah, no, it's all cloud hosted from my understanding, right? Like Nemo Claw, yes, you can run it on a Spark. But this right here, this is cloud based, right? So and this is just letting you know what you need locally. Nice, nice. When was this last updated? 27 minutes ago. Failure. Is this just a whole bunch of people trying to deploy stuff? Get out of there. Get out of there. What are you, C-Mux? I swear. Wants access to everything. Is that Claude is still running 22 minutes later? What are you doing? Interesting. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. If you can hear it in the background, we have it on radio right now. Radio. There's no way. There's no way. There's just no way. Later, Derek. Thanks for stopping by. Hope you have a great start to the week. There's just no way. There's no way. Anybody else watching that? Did anybody else just see that? I know at least one person did. Like, wow. 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 I'm just blown away by that sequence right there. So kind of like the idea of that being, I'll have to improve on that a little bit, but let's add that in there. And that's the end of the game. Yeah, that was the end of extra time. That was literally, the refs let them play that play, because I feel like that whistle should have been blown 40 seconds prior. Wow. Wow. All right. So maybe I'll put that there. This has been backlogged for far too long, but also this is just a placeholder, GPT 5.6, right? If GPT 5.6 is dropping this week, this is one of the 2 videos I'm launching or I'm recording. We'll see. I think tomorrow I'm going to record Thursday's videos. So if GPT 5.6 does not come out tomorrow, I think it's going to be Thursday. So then GPT 5.6's video is going to have to be on Saturdays. Also, by the way, this is kind of teasing. I'm going to do my best to follow this new cadence this week. But starting July, undoubtedly, we're going to only post our long form videos on Thursday and Saturday. That's split. Because I like those 2 days of the week after trying these 2 different cadences. But also, it's just like a scheduling thing. I like the idea of just disconnecting on Sunday. Yep, full time. Wow. Wow. It's the GOAT. Let him live. Only watch people watch the games at the moment. Oh no, why? Why? I mean, we're about to find out if we get flagged on this live stream or not. I didn't show anything on screen. That was just a radio on the background, you know? So we shall see. Trying to figure out why Neo feels like he's I spent a lot of time into this, but he didn't see Muddy's response. Okay, he's handling it. So now we just have to wait for Neo to QA things. But hey, I think we're going down the right path here. I think what we're also going to do, research, crawler, research, analyst. I don't know about Skipper, Derek. I know you left, but we might have to we might have to name that something else. Composer. I feel like a composer, I know that's more kind of creative focused. At least in my mind, I think that's creative focused, but nevertheless, I feel like composer's better in that case. I think I'll just leave that as image gen for now. I'm going to continue thinking about this. Why is this defaulting to Google? I need to figure out why that, it's like it changed its default search engine. I do not like that. Composio Connect. What about Notebook LM? I know that's not video, but Notebook LM, MCP, CLI provides. Okay. This might be our workaround there. Huh, okay. Let's just copy that. We'll add that to the whiteboard. We already put that actually in the list there. So let's add that there, add that there. I feel like there's got to be a way to do bullet points, no? Ooh, that's way more legible. I like that. Ooh, this is a great question. Hold on, I'm writing this down because I'll answer just off the top of my head. But you got to understand that I don't have enough knowledge around HVAC businesses and Airbnb hosting to where I think the how lies more in your understanding of that business model. But, you know, I want to write this down because I feel like this would be a great video idea. HVAC / Airbnb hosts use Hermes / OC. Thanks for the great question, Tracy. So, like, I think for me, I would start more on the HVAC side of things. And I think using it as a way to make sure leads don't slip through the cracks, right? Having a customer service agent that, like, depending on the size of the HVAC company, let's say it's smaller, and while you're on a job site, you get a request for, you know, another job, but you don't respond in enough time, and they go with a competitor. Creating some type of intake system to where as soon as that phone call goes to a missed call, that person gets a text message saying, hey, sorry, we missed you. We'll get back to you as soon as possible. However, if you'd like to go through this agent-based intake system, let us know your name, number, and issue, and we'll call you back as soon as possible. That way those leads don't get missed. Now, most people do leave voicemails, but some people may not have that patience. Maybe they have an emergency and they want it taken care of that day or the next day. That would be like one use case there. I would definitely have it manage the digital footprint. So thinking from the perspective of having like an engineering team handle the website, and then also ensure that it is optimizing that website to be discovered by search, you know, LLM search results. There's more that would go into that, of course, but yeah. And then for Airbnbs, I mean, I would have like a legal representative that knows everything about the terms and conditions as an Airbnb host. That way you're not guessing when you respond to certain inquiries and issues. Wait, did he really score both goals? He did. Wow. That was a nice goal. Sheesh. Insane. So what, Messi has 5 goals already in the World Cup? Whew. Wow. That's impressive. Sorry, I just squirreled a little bit. But yeah, I think a lot of it like depends on, I don't have a good enough understanding of those business models. So I think, and then a follow-up system checking. Yeah. I feel like if we were to have an unfiltered conversation back and forth, and you share your pain points within your industry, within that model, I can then give you a little bit more of a more detailed answer of how I would set up Hermes Agent. But I don't want to just guess. I'd rather understand the business before. And missed his first kick. What are you talking about? Oh, are you talking about his second goal? Yeah, that was insane. But look at one of those defenders. He just gave up. He's just standing there. Didn't do anything. He's just standing there. Didn't try to move in front of the ball. Look, I don't know if we have the same feed right now, but he gave up. He gave up. He gave up. Defender gave up. I mean, come on now. Come on now. Like that coach, that staff, like that Austria team. I mean, listen, they weren't going to win that game regardless, but that should not have been a goal. Player just straight up gave up. Yeah. He just straight up gave up. Like, oh, did he really have a missed penalty? Wow. I mean, no, I know. We're watching replays. We're watching. I still have the feed on, and it was showing a replay of the goal because they didn't show that slow-mo and that just all the different angles when it was live. But it's like looking at it, it's like, come on. Yeah, listen, like you're giving me ideas of maybe we'll do this in the Discord. I would really want to do this live because the more I understand about your business model or those business models in particular, what your pain points are, what a common workflow is, we can then start to target, all right, what are some low-hanging fruit that we can pull and create automations from? Or where are some pain points that we can alleviate that pain, that stress, that weight on your shoulders? Then I'm more helpful, right? But I'm not going to just guess. Like I can give you the boilerplate response that you should have X, Y, and Z, but until I truly understand your business, I wouldn't be able to help, you know? And I just want to be as transparent and honest as possible in how I'm answering this. But let me finish. I only read your first sentence there. You're running any local. I'm not running any local models yet. No. And it's mainly a budget issue. I'm bootstrapping this brand. And all the money I do have coming in outside of this brand, it's to put food on the table, to pay my bills, until this gives me a salary, right? Until Clearmud is making X amount to where I can pay myself just a comfortable, you know, moderate salary. Then, you know, I'm going to start to budget for something like that. But right now I'm just building a war chest. I'm just stacking. I'm saving. I'm not spending money that comes in through Clearmud. I'm spending as little as possible to grow this, you know. Were your favorite for certain jobs and roles? What specs would you need to run this? Do you advise? Yeah. So honestly, I'm looking at the techie in me wants to build out this one right here. And this isn't the total price. This is the base price, right? This is a 4U workstation by Supermicro. You still have to give it some CPUs, GPUs, memory, right? But all in all, I probably want to spend close to 40 to 50,000 on my build, possibly closer to 70. But as I said, I'm not budgeting for this right now. It's not a priority for me right now. But I think for small to mid-sized companies, right? That's an insane lab that I was just showing you. It's an insane bare bones and foundation for a solid lab. I honestly think if you have like 4,000 or 5,000 to spend, I might have to get my hands on one of these Sparks, because the specs on that Nvidia Spark for local models, I feel like it's solid. And it's comparable to getting like a Mac Studio or something like that. Hold on, let me all right, like it's comparable to getting a Mac Studio. Let's see, I think it's a combined only 128 gigs of unified memory. Interesting. But it is optimized. You do have that Blackwell chipset. It's either this or going with like a build your own mini PC, whether it's an Asus NUC, I think 15 Pro is the latest one. And then you spec this out and you build it out, max out the memory if you can. I know memory's costly, but then alternatively, it's like, all right, if you're looking into running local models, why does it think I'm in Portugal? My IP address is not in Portugal right now. That's interesting. I think a Mac Studio might be the move, right? Yeah, listen, I don't want to tell you to go spend this money. It's only if you have the budget. This is what I would be looking at if I was a small to mid-sized company with a budget of roughly $5,000 just for the hardware. I would look at the Spark or a mini PC that you built. You just max out yourself. It should come up just under, I think, 4,000 right now, maxing out an Asus NUC 15 Pro. Or, you know, a Mac Studio, which will be costly, but I think they have some limitations right now on memory. You used to be able to spec these out at 512, and now it's maxing 96. So I probably wouldn't even waste my money here, right? Because you can't expand this down the road. I would rather go with a Spark or a build your own kit, personally. Yeah, that would be my direction personally. Yeah. Interesting. Interesting. Right? Listen, that 70K is, not everybody needs that. A small to mid-sized company would not need that. That is something I want. It's not I need, but I would want. Yes. Yeah, I feel like let's actually go take a look, because I'm sure they're selling for an arm and a leg right now. Let's go look at eBay. Mac Studio 512 gigabyte RAM. Oh, I wrote 513, didn't I? I think it's the M3 Ultras. 36. I want to filter out. I feel like that's too low. That's a classified listing. That feels too low. 36 gigs of RAM for that price feels about right. 128, 5K. Interesting. He's got a decent enough reviews. Listen, if there's no reviews or 1 or 2 reviews, I just don't even waste my time with it. Okay, but as you can see, like, that specification of that RAM alone is comparable to the Spark. This is obviously more expensive. Let's go find a maxed out one. Where's a 5? Oh my goodness gracious. Yeah, people are taking advantage of the market right now. 24,000 for this. What were these brand new before all of this spike? Do you guys know? I wasn't aware of the pricing of these studios with 512 gigs of RAM at that time. But come on, if you're gonna have 512 gigs of RAM, at least have a 4 terabyte storage built in. Like, come on, what are you about to order this with 1 terabyte? That makes no sense to me. It makes no sense to me. That makes no sense at all. What the heck? Yeah, a lot of these, I wouldn't trust some of these listings. Let's see. I mean, 8,600, where's this? United Kingdom. I might trust this price. I don't know. This might be stolen, but it's okay, you know? Not to say it's okay to steal things, but like, it shouldn't restrict you from using it. You know what I mean? Yeah, 0 reviews. I just don't even look. eBay has so much spam nowadays. It's kind of ridiculous how they don't have some type of filter for that. Oh yeah, you took the words right out of my mouth. They do. But it's like, there's some legit ones. You just have to take the time to look through them all to find the legit ones. You know what I mean? So, yeah. New Mac around October, but join on DJX. What are you saying? There's going to be a new Mac Studio in October, or are you buying your new Mac Studio or new Mac in October? Yeah, me too. Well, not if you get a beefy Mac Studio is my point, right? So if you go and find one that has 512 gigs of RAM and a 4 terabyte drive, there's your GLM 5.2 right there, right? There's your power horse right there. But looking at GLM 5.2 specs, Is it just not clear? I guess, I mean, it's not going to be that. I just want some technical specs. All right, let me just kind of go manually through it. Be patient. I guess I could have AI. You'd think they would have it in a central location, but let's, just because I want to find the answer quick, let's go look at, I need to fix that. Not sure why Google's coming up first. Yeah, 744 minimum memory. Yeah, I think I was reading this earlier. So minimum of 256. I mean, if you want to go 4-bit, 500 plus gigs, right? So it's really dependent on this keyword here, right? And then you want at least 4 terabytes of storage, right? But I think most people are going to run it here, or here, right? Because it's not too big of a difference between the two. But you need at least 256 gigs of RAM. So, wow. How long was this running for? I mean, restart the dev. 23 minutes? I mean, so it was 1 minute after we last looked at it that came up. Interesting. All right, let's go check back here. What? Nope, I've been squirreling. Hold on. That doesn't sound right. Hermes, this system should have access to that. Let's just try to go manually. Wonder if maybe at that moment in time when he tried to access it, it didn't load and he didn't try again. That's very interesting. That's very interesting. All right, what game is next? Oh, I feel like there should be a game right now, right? I guess we're switching. It's a World Cup day, yeah? But it is getting to the point where... Oh no, that's at 2 p.m. Okay. Yeah, that's at 2 p.m. We'll let him do the work. All right, this is coming along though. I'm loving it. Now, for anybody who's just tuning in now, right? We're fine-tuning the curriculum for our free Hermes Agent Boot Camp. We're going to define the start date on Friday. It's obviously going to be sometime in July. It might even start before the end of July. We'll decide by the end of the week. But if you have any notes, whether live or you're watching this recording of things we don't discuss that you may want to see, keep in mind, like, this boot camp is supposed to be for, you know, either A, people who want a better understanding of how to create separate departments with a delegation map with, you know, 5+ agents, or someone who just wants to deploy their very own Hermes agent system, but don't have a step-by-step guide of how to set it up, right? The only prerequisite for this bootcamp is come prepared with just the base installation. You don't have to have OAuth configured. You don't have to have anything set up. All you need to be able to do is invoke Hermes in the terminal and get to that TUI chat to start, or Hermes setup rather, for that matter. So let's actually go to that VM. Right? Getting to this point, you just have to install everything to get to this point. And then I'll walk through the entire process. Okay. Ooh, coming together, coming together. Yeah, and obviously this bootcamp page will go live as soon as possible. Currently it's a local only, having my agents kind of go back and forth first. All right, later, Sharma. Hope you have a good start to the week. Enjoy the rest of your day. Yo, what's up, Tom? The real question is, are you real or are you AI? Sad. Real sad. I know, I'm sad. It's like, I think, hasn't it been like 10 a.m., 12 p.m., 2 p.m., 6 p.m.? Like, hasn't it been a pretty consistent start time? And that's another thing to talk about is desktop app. Make spaces between each one of these options. So I'm actually going to remove this here. Like, do we set it up with the desktop app? I feel like this is going to be, I think that should go to the top. You never know. You have to ask. Just because of your screen name, Tom AI Agent, I thought maybe you were an AI agent. Welcome. Appreciate you for being here. So, and this is why I say come prepared with just a base installation, because I can't account for every environment. I'm not about to do a bootcamp where we set it up on Windows, Mac, and Linux. There's enough demo videos out there for you to just deploy the base installation yourself, right? But I think that the bootcamp can be followed regardless of if you're on Windows, Mac, or Linux, right? Getting to that point of typing in Hermes setup in the terminal, right? That the process is the same across all three of those operating systems. So, hey, Tracy. Cheers. I appreciate the support. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Welcome to the coffee crew. Thanks for buying me in a cup of coffee and espresso. I really do appreciate you. Right on, right on. Well, hey, happy you're here. Thanks for being here. Thanks for commenting. I know there's a lot of, new time viewers. Listen, naturally we're all shy. It's the internet, right? But I can't answer questions if you don't type and comment and ask me questions. You know what I mean? So thanks for being here. Yeah. Thank you. I mean, do you think there's a difference? I don't think there's a difference when it comes to, so let me rephrase that. I think the only differences lie in, like, let's say you're an Apple user. You have an iPhone, you have iPad, MacBook Pro, Mac Studio, whatever. You have a full suite of all the Apple products. I think that in that particular case, if and only if you want to give full unfiltered access to your system and your suite of Mac tools through your Hermes agent, then it would be more beneficial to deploy it on a Mac OS, right? I'm not the type to just give it unfiltered access across my whole local machine. That's why I create this sandboxed environment, right? Because I don't want it to have access to my Apple ID, to everything, right? If you do want that, then that's the case where you need to think about, okay, maybe I should deploy it on my Mac, right? And just give it unfiltered access. So that's really like the only differentiator right there, I think, off the top of my head. Otherwise, everything else, pretty much the same. I mean, they have that desktop app I haven't tested it on Windows or Linux, or Debian. I think it's built for Debian-based distributions. Let's go check really quickly. Just go to their main site. I broke it. Where's the desktop? They used to have like a desktop link up top. Is it just /desktop? There it is. Yeah, so they do have macOS Linux. It's actually the same install. I'm pretty sure it's Debian focused, but I'm guessing they've improved it. But then they have a Windows one as well. I haven't tested it personally, but install via terminal. Oh yeah, any distro. Nice. It's not just Debian-based distributions. Yeah, listen, like, I think this is the next question we want to ask ourselves. It's like, I think maybe we'll set it up with a bit of both. You know? I feel like we should. This is actually not going to be in the foundation layer. I feel like that's going to go down there, right? Let's also get a nice piece of creative. Where is the... Yeah, there we go. Copy image. We should be able to paste that right in there. This little creative touch, you know? I feel like that rounded border. Where do we adjust the radius? There we go. Is there no bold feature in here? Guess not, huh? You would think that there is. We'll just call it right there. Ah. Bam. Yeah, I mean, that's just my little ninja today, working on trying to set up Stock Trader since Derek won't teach us his ways. Listen, Derek's got 7, sorry to dox you, Derek, 7 kids. Man, I could only imagine. 7. Like, I don't know how he has time to tune into these live streams. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know how he has time to run a business, to do anything. Like, 7. We gotta give him a break there. I know it's all in good fun there, but 7. Oh man, I ran mine in a VM on my home server and work server at first. I ended up migrating them both to Macs. Interesting. Okay, so I will be fully transparent. As soon as I get a new daily driver, this M1 Max MacBook Pro, I'm not going to sell it. I'm just going to throw it in the server rack stacked, right? And it's going to become a dedicated combo Hermes and OpenClaw system on the root Mac OS, but I'm first going to factory reset it, right? I'm going to give it its own Apple ID. I'm excited for that. I just don't have a spare one to do that with yet, but I do plan on doing that at some point, for sure. Now, when I upgrade, it might be next month. It might be the end of summer. I'm not sure. It's definitely before I go back to Portugal to harvest olives in November. I'll have one. I'll have a new MacBook. I really hope prices don't jump. I might just have to. It's really bugging the shit out of me. This like everything's jumping 200-300%. It's like, I hate that. Absolutely hate that. I got 4. I can only watch it work. This might help give him a mental break. I think so, right? Me too on a short as we speak. On a short as we speak. What did I say to trigger that comment? Do on a short as we speak. On a short as we speak. Gotta help me there, Calvin. I don't know. I don't know what that's referencing. Me, so I have this M1 Max MacBook Pro 14-inch. It's been my daily driver. It's mobile, right? I love its battery life. I got it for all the travel and just the creative side when I retired from the IT industry, which I had been predominantly Windows, all right? Oh, okay, forgive me. I've been jumping through so many comments. Also, Sharif, I'm sorry, I missed your comment up here. Let's see. Is it worth it to create a mission control for Hermes with GLM 5.2? I mean, first question is, how are you running GLM 5.2? Is this through OpenRouter because it's super cheap and efficient, or do you have your own hardware that's running it locally? Answer me that question real quick, and I'll let you know. Well, I'll let you know right now. If you're running your own version of GLM 5.2 locally, yeah, why not? But here's the thing you got to understand about like something like a mission control. I think you should only build something if you need it. I think it's very easy to get lost in trying to build things that other people are building and showcasing and using. But, you know, if you don't have a need for it, eventually it just becomes, I don't even know if you would call it vaporware, but it just becomes vanity. It just becomes something that you built to visually see. But if you're not actually using it and it doesn't save you time, it doesn't make your life easier, I wouldn't waste your time building it. I would only build one when it checks those boxes. Does it save you time? Is it serving an actual purpose? Are you going to use it on a daily basis? If the answer is no to any of those, I don't see any point in building it. Okay. Yeah, I'm remembering your, okay, so you were responding to the trading comment. Got it. Forgive me. Listen, we squirrel around here, and sometimes with comments I squirrel and I forget, you know, how long ago something was mentioned. So I'm like, huh? What what are you talking about? What is this in reference to? Build to use it. Build to use it is, let me take a step back. I'm sure there's a slight typo. Oh, build to use is helping me in my day job and at home. Got it. Yeah. Figured it out. Yeah. Yeah, and I think, right, so like, I love that you're discovering this on your own, but I think it's also like, it's easy for me to say that, you know, say my opinion, but I think it's more important for someone to go through the process of building something that they think they need, they realize they don't need it, and then they learn that lesson, right? I think learning that lesson from taking the time to build something that you end up not needing is actually the move. If I could recommend everybody do that, I would. Right? Because then you learn, like, through that trial and error, through experience, like, okay, I didn't need that, but that was a fun experience, right? I learned a lot through this process. Now, on to the next, right? But like, you know, everybody also learns differently. I'm very much, through my entire life, I'm a trial and error. I have to make the mistake. I have to do the thing to learn. I'm always hands-on. I'm always visual. I think I read my first book when I turned, how old was I? Like, aside from, yes, going through grade school and being forced to read, I never actually read a book cover to cover until I was in my mid-20s, I think, which might be shocking to some. I was always a very hands-on person with computers. I could never get through cover to cover on any documentation. I had to just try. But I think I started reading my first books in my mid-20s and actually enjoying it because I started reading things that I wanted to read. And I never got into fiction. I never liked fantasy stories. I like things that I could apply to my day-to-day life, to business, to self-improvement. Those are my kind of like realm of books. So if it doesn't teach me something I can use in my day-to-day life or within my, you know, short, medium, long-term vision or goals, I'm not interested in the book, you know, but that's me, right? I know not everybody's the same way. Yeah. Too much multitasking. I feel it. I feel it. Listen, I've been making it a point to time block my time more and more. And I found that it's just like, now I have a time block where I have my browser split on this 27. I have CMux, Codex, and then like OpenClaw or Hermes. I'll generally so I'll time block a Hermes block, but then I'm also vibe coding different things all in parallel. But then there's on this right screen, this where I normally stream from, it stays static either OpenClaw or Hermes, right? That's like the differentiating workflows that I have right now. It's like, okay, this screen stays one thing. These kind of have a lot of different tabs open. And I've found that to be like my most efficient time blocks right now. All right, let's go check back in on our agents. Let's see what's up. Oh no, I hate it when this happens and I tab away. Didn't have a chance to approve, eh? All right. Oh, got it. Okay. I want to just, oh, I should have just always allowed. It's a doy on my part. It's a classic Homer Simpson doy. I don't want to blow out your eardrums, but I used to have this, now that we're just waiting here, always allow. I used to have this Homer Simpson mask for Halloween. It was the best Halloween mask I've ever had. It was so solid. It even had like the padding inside of it with these styrofoam blocks to like keep the form of the Homer Simpson head. I wonder what happened to that. Since I was in grade school, that is probably in a bin somewhere, as my mother just has difficulty letting go of items. I'm sure it's somewhere in their house. Gotta find that. If it still fits my head, I will rock that for a future Halloween for sure. All right, quick little bio break, BRB. All right, we are back. I we're essentially just waiting. I guess we don't have to wait. I think we made some solid progress here. Bootcamp landing page is coming along. Let me put that up here. Ooh, okay. I actually didn't view this most recent one. So I feel like this banner needs to move to the left. Minor little tweak. Sequence, OAuth, dashboard, memory, delivery. I mean, that's the sequence for episode 1. Design the team, connect the team. No, we're connecting the team. Yeah, we definitely need to fine tune this a bit. There's a bit of a disconnect here already. I feel like if anything, this comes, if we keep this section, it should come up here below or above the curriculum section. But I'm gonna let Neo QA it and see what he finds, right? And then we also tease this. So labs.clearmud.ai is live. Listen, I'm not exactly sure when I'm gonna push this live, but if you want on the waitlist, just go ahead and enter in your email or Google Auth, and you'll be one of the first to be notified. There will also be founding member access to this as well. I'm not sure how I'm gonna handle all that. I think I'm gonna do it based off of join date on the waitlist. So the sooner you join, the better. But that's not a priority, right? Today is, we're focused on this free Hermes Agent Boot Camp that we're gonna schedule by the end of the week. So listen, I think it's been a solid live stream. I think we're gonna end it here. So I want to thank everybody for stopping by, everybody for tuning in. Thank you, John. Thank you, Terrell. Thank you, Aries. Thank you, Calvin. Thank you, Cuban. Thank you, Ryan. Thank you, Tom. Thank you, Sharif. Thank you, Tracy. Welcome to the coffee crew. I appreciate your support. Thank you, Sharma. Thank you, Mad Boy. Thank you, Ilmia. Ilmia? Thank you, Corey. And I'm trying to, and I can't keep scrolling, so I can't pin anymore. But yeah, much love. Hope everybody has a great start to the week. We'll be back at it Wednesday, same time. Until then, happy building. Cheers. Likewise, appreciate you. Another great day. Go kick ass. All right.